Welcome to Living Golf, where this month we're in Norway.
Coming up, we'll take a journey through Oslo to see what makes golf here unique. We'll head to the Arctic Circle to meet an Olympic gold medalist with a passion for golf. And in the land where the sun doesn't set, join me for a once-in-a-lifetime experience as I play one of the greatest golf courses on the planet. After a short flight from London, I've arrived in Oslo.
Founded by Vikings in 1050, this city of around 500,000 people has been the capital since 1925.
In the winter, temperatures here can reach as low as -18 degrees Celsius.
Which is perhaps why Norway is the most successful Winter Olympic nation of all time. But in the middle of summer, the sun barely sets, making Norway one of the most unique golfing destinations in the world.
Oslo is the birthplace of the country's two greatest golf exports, Victor Hovland and two-time major winner Suzann Pettersen. And to kick off my trip, I'm visiting Pettersen's home club and the birthplace of Norwegian golf.
Founded in 1924, we were the oldest, and for the first 25-30 years we were the only golf club in Norway.
Niels Vik is the general manager of Oslo Golf Club, and he tells me that the growth of the game here in recent years has been staggering.
When I started in this job in 1992, there were about 5,000 golfers in Norway. Now there's about 130,000.
There's no doubt that the growth of the game here is directly linked to the popularity of Norway's two biggest stars, Victor Hovland and Suzann Pettersen, who is an honorary member at Oslo Golf Club.
Now we see the massive increase that Victor and Suzann have created in golf in this country, and it is due to them. It is that they've brought it to the kids. The kids want to play golf. I want to be like Victor. I want to be like Suzann, and they can.
For Pettersen's junior coach, Stephen Newey, her talent was always clear to see.
She was one of my little juniors, and she's back at the club. But now she's the captain of the Solheim Cup, so we're all very proud of her.
Following in Suzann Pettersen's footsteps is 25-year-old Victor Hovland. Currently ranked number 5 in the world, he has 4 wins on the PGA Tour and 3 top 10s in majors. Whilst I'm in Oslo, I'm catching up with 2 former professionals turned broadcasters who in recent years have become Victor's biggest fans.
Så jeg hørte noe jubel der borte, altså. Når Thomas sto og putta på det sjette, gjorde det ikke det? Kan det være det her, da? Åh! Det kan det være, vet du. Ja! Her er vi gutten vår igjen, vet du! Her er vi, vet du! Smæra på plass! Åh, søtlosen!
When he makes a hole-in-one like that or makes a bunker shot and everything, we just get so happy. We don't think about it. We're just commentating.
I think we are the 2 biggest Victor fans in the world. Probably. We want him to do so well, so it's just spontaneity.
Henrik Bjornsted was the first Norwegian to play full-time on the PGA Tour, and alongside fellow former pro Per Haugstrud, their passionate support for Hovland has blown the roof off the commentary box time and time again. So, what would happen if the Norwegian was to win his first major?
To lift one of those in golf, that's gonna be huge.
Can we expect a bigger reaction than the hole-in-one?
That's going to be tough, but we will probably... we once screamed so hard that we got the collective headache.
Yeah.
So
both of us really bad. I never heard that before. I was hurting bad.
Yeah, collective
I didn't
headache.
go away.
That's
It was there for the rest of the commentary.
Det gjør han, vet du.
Ser ikke den god ut, da? Kom igjen, da! Kom igjen, da! Gå i, da! Ja! Du har det til nå, vet du!
Yes!
What have you seen in terms of growth in participation? Because it is becoming a lot more popular here now.
I live 50 minutes away from here, and there's kids on the course, so we can really feel that it's growing really good behind the victory.
It's hip now. It's cool to play golf, and then the youngsters come out and everything. So that's a big change.
So I myself am taking my own golf journey through Norway, starting here in Oslo. So where would you recommend that I play and why?
This time of year, you have to go to Lofoten.
Okay.
Because sun is up, 24 hours, hopefully. And what do you think?
Yeah, I mean the north in Norway is spectacular by itself. So I would say that's probably the best tip for the real Norwegian experience.
Before departing for the next leg of my journey, I'm off to meet a very talented Norwegian. In the early 2010s, Mira Veres Larsen was one of the world's best kayakers and was chosen to carry the Norwegian flag at the opening ceremony for the 2012 Olympic Games in London. She has kindly agreed to take me out for a paddle.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, do you want to take it for a spin?
Absolutely, I feel like I'm ready to go.
Woohoo! You chose a really great day to go kayaking.
You really did help us with the weather.
Kayaking is like good ice cream. It's good all year round, but it's at the very best at a day like this.
So how long have you lived in Oslo?
All my life.
Really?
Yeah, great place to be, I think. Great place for the kids to grow up. I feel like Norwegians, and especially in Oslo, are very active.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important because, especially in the winter time, it gets so dark. A lot of people can get depressed when it's dark, but the best way to beat it is just to be active.
Having come through the Olympic system in Norway herself, Mira has witnessed the development in elite sport that has produced some of the world's best athletes in recent years, including tennis player Casper Ruud, football megastar Erling Haaland, and of course, Victor Hovland.
We are actually quite good at transferring knowledge to each sport, especially now, like the Norwegian athletes now, they are performing so well. Of course, we have an advantage in winter sports, but now we are performing really well in summer sports as well.
Mira tells me that Hovland and Ruud also share a very special bond and a bit of friendly rivalry.
Well, what is funny is that they went to the same high school as me.
Oh yeah?
And Victor and Casper, they were in the same class as well.
No way.
Yeah. I think Victor and Casper, they are definitely inspiring each other.
Yeah.
And I think it's a bit of the internal battle on who's the best athlete.
Nice bit of competitive spirit, never hurt anyone.
Yeah. And everyone is just inspired by the other, and it gets a very positive spiral.
The West Fjord in Oslo offers a glimpse of the stunning scenery to come on my journey through Norway. And before we say our goodbyes, Mira proves that she still has plenty of that famous competitive spirit left in her.
Race you in?
Okay?
Oh my God, you're so quick! This is ridiculous!
With my time in Oslo at an end, it's time to venture to the north of Norway. Tromso is a city of over 70,000 and is known as the capital of the Arctic. Approximately 217 miles north of the Arctic Circle, Tromso has been the launching point for some of the biggest Arctic expeditions of all time. Norway's most famous explorer, Roald Amundsen, is memorialised here. The first man to ever reach the South Pole, Amundsen disappeared in 1928 and is thought to have died close to Tromso in the Barents Sea. As well as being a place of immense history and incredible natural beauty, Tromso is also home to the world's northernmost 18-hole golf course.
Everyone is very impatient and they start asking me in March, when do you think we open? And usually we open in 1st of June. The weather is very unsteady these days, so this year we open the 17th of June, and that's pretty late.
With the Lyngen Alps visible across the fjord that runs adjacent to the course, this spectacular location is home to some incredible wildlife.
Sometimes we have reindeer on the course, and this area is a lot of elk, and it has been seen bears around here, not on the course, but nearby. So it's amazing wildlife. And we have this river down here with salmon, so you can fish and you can golf.
With only 2 part-time greenkeepers to reseed the entire course as the tundra thaws out in the spring, Bjorn has a lot of responsibility at Tromso Golf Club. But it's a job he wouldn't change for the world.
It's a very special job, and golf is a perfect activity for younger, older, everyone that want to get outside and have fun.
Welcome back to Living Golf, where this month I'm taking a journey through Norway to experience some of the unique landscapes and golf on offer here. I'm in Tromso, where I'm meeting an Olympic gold medalist who grew up here some 350 kilometres north of the Arctic Circle.
Getting really nostalgic walking up here. I've been spending so many hours here. I was around 10 when I jumped in this hill the first time. And actually the first time I went up here, I just walked down again. I didn't even bother to jump here.
And when you're stood up the top, what is that like? Like, how do you describe that feeling?
When I first get up on the top, it's just trying to focus on maybe one small detail of similarities to the golf swing. There's so many distractions from the outside. You have the crowd on the end there, and you have cameras and competitors and everything that potentially can make you fall out of focus. But I feel when I am able to perform as good as I expect from myself, then the flight is peaceful and very enjoyable. That's an incredible feeling when you are able to feel the energy that this one is going far. It's just to look pretty and enjoy this.
You've won an Olympic gold in South Korea. Describe what that feeling is like.
I've never experienced the same feeling anywhere else in my life. It's just so much passion ending in such a concentrated moment. It's really intense and a memory I will have for probably the rest of my life.
As well as being a world-class ski jumper, Johan is an avid golfer. So while we're in town, we thought it would be rude not to play a few holes at the world's northernmost 18-hole course.
Golf and ski jumping are very different sports, but are there any similarities between the two?
Yeah, actually, they do. That's why I think most ski jumpers actually play golf. It's easy to see the parallels between the technique and the rhythm and how to make a powerful shot. That's a lot of the same as in the hill when we are trying to do a hard push on the takeoff. So it's much of the same technique actually.
Playing this far north, it's hard not to be struck by the unique surroundings, something Johan doesn't take for granted.
Well, the thing is, when you are growing up in Tromso, you don't really appreciate or recognize what's so special about the place here. It's only when I moved to Trondheim and you don't any longer have the midnight sun and the really bright northern lights on the sky during the winter. Only then I realized what I've been growing up in and what environment I've been so lucky to have around me.
Oh, nice, nice.
Lofoten is an archipelago in the northwest of Norway. The islands have a proud Viking history, with the nutrient-rich seas here providing a bountiful food source.
Back in the old days, people were living on all the small islands wherever they could fit a house or like a fisherman's cabin, and as close as possible to the fishing areas, because most of the fishermen back in the old days had to row out.
I'm heading out on one of the island's oldest fishing boats to take a look at Lofoten's biggest industry.
We have the haddock, and we also of course have a lot of halibut, but the thing that Lofoten is known for is the cod. Today we have approximately 25,000 people living in Lofoten. 1/3 of these are working within the fishing industry.
With a growing reputation for its immense natural beauty, tourism has grown on the Lofoten Islands in recent years, with visitors flocking to see the incredible wildlife such as whales and sea eagles. The northern lights in the spring and autumn and the 24-hour sun in the summer months make Lofoten Links one of the most unique golfing experiences on the planet. And I was lucky enough to experience this for myself.
This light is incredible. This is how it is in summer here. We have 24-hour sunlight for 2 months, so it's pretty amazing. Days like this you can't go to sleep, you have to stay up and play golf.
Wow, what a view. Here we are, land of the midnight sun, stood on the first tee.
And it's exactly midnight, you know?
Exactly midnight right now.
So this is the first hole. So this is famous. This is a little bit Lofoten. You get straight into it. You have to have a pretty good shot, the first tee.
Amazing. I have never experienced anything like this before, and I am so excited to get started. So I will allow you to tee up first.
Thank you. I'll do my best. Yeah, the story starts really with an idea of a friend of my father who knew this land. He was traveling to Scotland and saw the similarities between this landscape and the golf links courses in Scotland. And that's how it started, with a small golf course that opened in '98, and then it was only 6 holes, just to prove that it was possible with the climate. Beautiful. Putting pressure on me now. And then later, finally we got some funding after some years, and then we built a proper 18 holes. And the idea, as always do, we had the slogan since the start that we wanted to create the most spectacular golf course in the world. Oh! First hole.
Working in the Arctic, you're going from winters where you can have frost 2 meters deep, 24-hour sun, and all the other elements. So yeah, it is a challenge.
In 2022, Lofoten Links welcomed a very special visitor as superstar Victor Hovland came and smashed the course record.
And it's super cool that he made the course record. The first 2 days he were here, it was very windy. So he struggled. I think he shot 83 the first round. Tough. The weather very tough, and then actually maybe a better score than the course record on 63 when it was almost like this. But of course, for us it's super nice to have a Norwegian that's doing so good on the PGA Tour. It's super motivating. And we're very proud of him.
Place like Lofoten Links, I don't think I'll ever see that anywhere else. So I think literally the locations and the venues is kind of what makes golf in Norway a little bit different.
We really try to fit the golf course as good as possible into the landscape. But I think, of course, the feeling of playing at midnight, or the feeling of seeing the northern lights, I think that's added thing to the golf experience.
The passion that has been put in to get this up and going, to get 18 holes in, with these conditions that you have throughout 12 months out of the year is quite unique. It's hard to find other places.
So Jazz, this is one of my favorite spots on the course, hole 6, elevated tee, quite nice view.
Very nice view.
You can see almost all the golf course here, all the holes.
You can see why it's your favourite.
Yeah. Nice shot, good shot.
I suppose, look, the 24-hour sun and the Gulf Stream, that's a huge advantage to us. If we didn't have it, you know, you'd seriously wonder, could we grow grass up here? It's different, but it's totally cool. Love working in the 24-hour sun. Love the summers, not so much the winters.
I feel very proud of what we have achieved, and we are a group of people that's been working hard with this. So I'm very proud that I'm being part of it, and I think it's going to stay for a long time.
In one way, you want to keep it like a hidden spot, but at the same time, you would love to showcase it to the world. And obviously, me being a Norwegian, I feel very proud to have the fjords, the mountains. I mean, it's unique.
Nice shot. Beautiful. Wow.
Thank you so much.
Very much.
That was wonderful. Absolutely loved that.
Norway's sporting pedigree has been on display throughout my time here, and that will continue to grow and fuel the game of golf. But it's the majesty of the midnight sun, the scenery and the breathtaking wildlife that make Norway one of the most magical golfing destinations on the planet.